All right.
So the only thing is like,
Oh.
don't do like this so much.
Don't be like,
oh my God. Like, yeah.
Okay. Just more hold here and keep it by my mouth. Like I'm sucking a dick.
Exactly.
All right.
Beautiful.
I can do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm here with Megan.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
This is like Miss America right here. Absolutely.
Really?
Beautiful. Like
I'm
stunning.
Megan Mack, Miss America.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, you would think I wouldn't be so nervous considering I work in live television.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yes, I sell a cosmetic line on Shop HQ for Jerome Alexander. So I'm a hair and makeup artist, and that's how I landed that job. I used to work for them for many of years in the TV production field there, and eventually worked my way on being on the front of the camera, which is something I love because I also do acting and hair and makeup, and then I love health and wellness. And so I've newly become this 40-year-old woman that finally is starting to understand her divine feminine, and
You do not look 40.
thank you.
You could be like 29 and I'd be like, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You can walk around with me and tell everybody that.
Yes, I will. I will for sure.
I mean, it is crazy. People are nice enough to share that with me, and it's like the Golden Girls era and how we are now is so different. And I think a lot of that has to definitely do with the beauty community and just how we even style our hair. And last night I was watching Bewitched, one of my favorites.
Yes. Love the hair in there.
Yeah, it's so good. But I was like, I wonder how old Samantha is because she's probably like 19, but she looks like a 35-year-old woman because she's done so old.
Yeah.
But yet it's like such a genre of style that I think is so elegant and becoming and playful and costumey.
Yeah.
You know? Like, bring back the costumes.
I know. If you don't notice, this is not my usual attire.
Yes.
I wish it was. I would just walk around in this all day.
You can take that anytime.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Megan brought out these beautiful robes, and I'm like, yes, you should have seen what I came in wearing. It was jeans and a t-shirt, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I was wearing a sweatsuit.
I know. And then
we saw the set.
Yeah, and then we saw the opportunity, and we're like, you know what? We should make more of this, and we definitely did. This is the most extravagant thing I think I've worn in the last 5 years.
I think this could be your new, podcast fit.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I just go to every podcast.
Yes.
Wearing a pink, sparkly, basically assless chaps, and
I'll be your
robe.
stylist.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we'll change out the underwear. You don't have to wear the same ones every time.
Nice. I appreciate that. Like, I showed up in like my fucking granny panties because I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. No one's gonna see my ass.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Except we both saw each other's ass.
I know. 10 minutes. 10 minutes into being here, ass is out, tits are out. Yeah.
And that's what being a feminine woman is.
It is. Yes. It all comes back together. Yep.
Full circle.
It does. Yeah.
I think and I think men are the same way too, which is fun, is just that like bodies are bodies, they're just vessels, and who cares?
Yeah.
I think that is something that in my coming of wisdom I'm getting so much more comfortable with too. Because, my growing up, it was just like you were supposed to be embarrassed if you had cellulite. You're supposed to be embarrassed if something didn't look like every other girl. And I mean, we were talking like how we didn't maybe appreciate our bodies when we were younger. You're 29 and I'm here. I'm actually 40 now as of last Saturday, February 15th.
I have to hear all about this birthday.
Oh, this birthday is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that just coming into your body. And then I think for myself, I've become more spiritual. It's like, too, when you're like, who's Megan Mack? Who's whatever? I read this book, and now I'm going to forget the title, but maybe we can drop it for people later because it's a really good book to understanding like your soul, ego, and then this crazy little voice that doesn't shut the up sometimes.
Yeah. I know that voice very well. Very well.
And this book breaks down, though, that exact question, like who you are, and people are like, well, I'm Megan Mack. I'm a hair and makeup artist, and this is what I do, and blah, blah, blah. But that's not who we are.
Yeah.
And I love as it breaks down, it gets to this point where it's just like the best way we can even answer it is just like, I am me, which you go say that to someone on the street, they'll be like, what? But
yeah.
I think it's a personal thing for everybody to know is just like, you are you. And so what that means to me in a physical form is being me is getting just like more comfortable with me. So for my birthday, I kind of did a speech to my best girlfriends. And it was literally because as I was about to get down the other
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I won't say what, but I had this epiphany in my head. I was like, holy shit. Like, I just finally realized that all these years, all this time, I had been talking to everybody else and trying to get their opinions. Like, what do you think about this? Like, call my best friend Treese. I call my best friend, like, Donnie. Talk to Mark. Like, all these people, Lindsay, all these beautiful people in my life that I'm shouting out their names because they're big pieces of my life. I asked all these people, like, hey, what do you think about these topics? And I saw this little meme this year from like Evolving Knowledge, and it was like, hey, maybe instead of, this is how I translated it in my head. It was like, maybe instead of asking everyone's opinion, like start talking to yourself. And so as I'm about to like get it on, I realized, holy shit, it's me who I hadn't been trusting all this time.
Wow. Yeah.
And that broke open this like divine part of me going, you're feminine. Because, so a psychotherapist told me once, a man that treats you, a female, like when you're doing masculine, feminine energy, and I believe this can be with like, you know, woman, man too, whatever. If a man makes you feel safe, if the masculine energy makes you feel safe, it lets your feminine divine rise. And that's when you get to be your divine feminine self, right?
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. And I was like, but the missing link was that I didn't trust myself to trust me, the inside that should be taking care of me, to have my back. I didn't trust me to allow the divine feminine self. So let's just say that was an amazing session afterwards.
I
because
bet.
I was like, we got this. The body, mind, soul sync.
Yeah, everything is together.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting there. Like,
Yeah.
I am just like, I think I lost my spark.
Yeah.
And then this year, I'm like, you're getting your spark back. You're doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Hence this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cheers.
I'm like, cheers. Yeah. So it's, I'm just going for stuff that I want to do. I'm posting what I want to post. I'm like, I don't.
Unapologetically.
Yeah.
You.
I'm like, I'm tired of like not doing things because I'm like, oh, what if, like someone doesn't like that or he doesn't like that or, anything. Anything. I'm just like, no, if it feels good in your gut, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Stop overthinking it. Like, you're about to be 30. Like, we are not doing the same.
For me is definitely what I want to continue to work on into this chapter of my life, and why I'm so excited to be 40 and to have a healthier functioning brain. I mean, I still like to have my fun times.
Yeah.
I go Meg Wild, but oh, side note, when I was younger, there was a Megan Mac that was put on Girls Gone Wild, flashing it, and everyone thought it was me.
Oh my gosh.
It was my North St. Paul counterpart, Megan Mac.
Wow.
Yeah, and they did it without her permission, and she went after the fuckers. They were bad
Good.
guys. But I did flash my tits a lot. I just wasn't on the cover.
You just, you didn't get the cover page.
No, I would have been mortified. I feel bad. I hope that girl like shut those. I remember them kind of getting shut down after. Have you ever heard of that? Girls Gone Wild?
No. Well, yes. Like, very loosely.
Yeah. So back in the day, guys would like go around with these cameras at parties, and it was huge, like the 90s and early 2000s, and probably way even before them, but you flash your tits, get beads at like 93 X Fest, which is now, used to be the Edge. Now it's 93X.
Okay.
All those kind of like big festivals, you do that, and bars, and these guys would go around to Mexico. They'd film people and then like put them in this video of just girls flashing their tits the whole time. Just so effed up. But yeah, this poor girl with my same name like got put on the cover, and I think they went after them, and rightfully so. It was messed up, but I think after that, it kind of like the kibosh went on. It's kind of like Jackass for titties.
Wow. That's iconic. Jackass for titties. Someone should just start that channel right up.
Yeah. This is my new OnlyFans.
Yeah. Jackass for titties. Let me know if you want to be on. Yeah, gosh, boundaries. Yeah, I'm still learning boundaries. That whole thing that I, speaking out into the open, that when I turned 30, I am setting a hard boundary. If you don't treat me right, you're not going to be in my life.
Yeah.
Like that is just going to be a hard line.
What when is 30 for you?
August 15th.
Oh, hey, you little Leo.
I'm a Leo. Yeah, so that's obviously why I'm not afraid to sit here and
Yes, my mommy's a Leo, and Aquarius get along so well with Leo.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I need a water sign. I need more water signs in my life.
No, but yeah, boundaries are definitely that that thing that I feel like we've only started talking about in the last 5 years, perhaps. That's something like I don't have kids, but I do have 7 beautiful nieces and nephews, and I hope that they are learning those boundaries. But it's my job as an auntie to check in with that. So I'll do better, girls. I'll do that. And guys, my boys are so good. I have some great men growing up in my family too, and that's a strong one. Boundaries. Because we're just coming out of Aquarius season, but I like one of my parts of my sign was a humanitarian, right? And when I was younger, I was like, I'm not a humanitarian, and I was like, I don't even know what that is, And as I keep getting older, like I think in my 30s, I was like, oh, you are a humanitarian. Like the planet means a lot to me. Like what we use and eat and drink and breathe and all that means a lot to me. And it's like, so even though we might be told things about ourselves or read things about like our signs or any of those things and think that doesn't connect with us, I've learned like, oh, at some part of your life, when you wake up to things, you're like, oh, that is a connection to me. And so we're just kind of gathering all the information in this computer here and eventually hope that it connects so the awareness wakes up and then we can connect even deeper with ourselves. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
As far as it comes to getting, waking up to awareness and my spirituality, that's been a really big help in understanding myself. And part of that was, how did they say that? Is it through pain comes wisdom or through pain comes...
I feel like that's right.
Yeah, it took my mom dying now a little over 3 years ago for me
so
to.
Sorry.
Thank you. Took her dying for me to like start really connecting with just understanding awareness. There's a favorite book of mine if you do like to get your mind blown up a little bit. It's Anthony DeMello's book Awareness, and I feel like my beautiful friend, he gave that to me during the death of my mother. He was kind of my right-hand man that helped me survive that because I had this like dream since I was little, like this not dream, it was fantasy. I literally always thought if my mom dies, I'm gonna kill myself. I'll jump off a bridge, I'll do something. And I was like, he showed me all these different ways to like start coming into myself and understanding the soul and connecting and understanding the difference of the ego and all that. And he's just been a beautiful guide. And there was this moment through the last 3 years where I was like, mother in Disney. Do you know one of the first Disney movies I ever watched was Bambi? And what happens in Bambi? They kill the fucking mom.
Yeah.
And there grew that is probably the first area I learned attachment. And so I was so fucking attached to my mom and so scared to death. And through movies, because I'm obsessed with movies, I think I developed that fear. And it's been a really beautiful thing to like, one, have that friend get me through a death that I had this crazy fantasy about not being able to make it, and then realize too, like, wow, the propaganda that we have around us that we attach to and don't even realize is like wild. And I love that song where it's like, Disney, Disney, you tricked me.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers did.
They did. Disney movies, God, they'll get you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, death is something that I am like just learning about. I haven't lost anybody close in my family.
Yeah.
My grandma died like a while ago, but I didn't know I was doing it then. I'm very aware that I did it now. Is that we knew she was going to pass away probably a year before she passed away.
Sure.
And I just cut her off. Like because I didn't want to be close when that happened. Like I literally just like we knew that she was she had dementia and Parkinson's disease.
That's such a hard disease. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I knew she was gone mentally. And it was just easier for me just to be like, just get away from it. Like, don't be a part of it. Like, just So I look back on it and I am angry at myself, but there's nothing you can do except learn, where I pushed her away in the sense of like, I didn't talk to her, I didn't reach out, I didn't go visit her, because it was going to be easier when she did die, that it
Yeah.
was like I'd already taken her out of my life and disconnected. Again, I haven't experienced like a big person death in my life yet.
Yeah.
But I know that it's like when that time comes, it's like, do not push them away.
That's why I love Hinduism and the Buddhist. That's all for me. All rivers lead to one ocean. There's so much beauty in learning all that, but the Hindus and hopefully I'm saying this right, but the Hindus, they believe in reincarnation and all that, but they also believe in just celebrating death. I mean, that's the one thing in life we're straight up guaranteed on. Like everybody dies, everything dies, and we're made to feel so much fear around that, and so much pain and agony when in reality, like there should be a celebration because, and that's where like faith and whatever you believe in or just energy, like I love that energy never dies, so it goes somewhere just in a different form, and it definitely learning about more religions and different ways and beliefs of people definitely got me through my mom's death, and is also getting me through a better understanding of just connections with people and then finding love better. So now instead of me just going off drunk and meeting just random Joe Schmo, I'm actually having quality men in my life that I have a real connection with, and they're worth giving energy to, because I definitely like many years just gave too much energy to people that just didn't deserve it.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like death, boundaries, pain, awareness, all that just interconnects and ties in. And then you come out like a ruffled pink fairy goddesses here because we're like, fuck it. Yeah. Like this is life.
It
like
is.
enjoy it and express it and have fun with it. And, help people. I feel like the more we can, that's part of why I love fashion, the more we can find ways to shine through our pain and everything, is the more we can like brighten other people's days where they can know that you don't have to live in this box, And so I think that's a beautiful part of life, is actually exploring and breaking open the box and pushing the boundaries, because the reality is you're gonna fucking die.
Yep. Yes, we are. We're all gonna die.
And may it be a beautiful death.
I know. I already have the songs picked out that you should play at my funeral. Like,
Okay.
I'm like,
I'm gonna be
"Alright."
late to mine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is what everyone go party. Like, please
Yeah.
have a good time. If there's anyone left, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'll be there. I might be gone before you. Might not. Who knows?
Who knows?
I have 2 G's in my genetics. Says and on my second spiritual rebirthing, I have 2 G's, which means a longevity gene. I got one from my mom and my dad.
Oh, wow.
So I have the possibility of living past 100, which I do have a great auntie that is 100, just turned 100 this year.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, so never know.
I can't imagine being around 100 years and seeing how this world has changed. Like,
Right?
like you imagine like her thoughts about like just an iPhone in general, just like,
We should go do a podcast with her.
yeah, we should. Oh my gosh.
She lives in Missouri, I think.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
We're going to Missouri.
Yeah.
I would love to know the perspective of.
Oh, and she full on has her wits.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's amazing.
The magic we make.
Yes.
The magic we
We
make.
do. We make incredible
Yes.
things. Wow.
Yeah, your photography is exceptional.
Thank you so much.
If anybody could ever think, oh, BTS, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know you do phenomenal stuff on the forefront, but like your BTS is like, how do you even say it? It's not just BTS, because people have this thing, BTS is just like this crappy pictures thrown out. No,
Yeah.
yours is like this like magic. Like the way you captured so many things was so fucking sick. And like you are the baddest bitch behind a camera. Like she will be out with a video camera or her little, what is that thing?
Flip.
Her little flip.
Yeah.
Or even a massive camera. You don't even know this bitch is running around taking photos. And then you see it later and you're like, wow. Like you really see people. And I think that is such a beautiful talent.
Thank you. Yeah, my favorite thing is to capture like just raw emotion. And with the BTS, I want it to feel not the main product, but something that you can really immerse yourself in. Like
Yes.
it's not just like, oh yeah, cool, but it's like no, like
It's connective.
let me tell you this story. Like the
Yeah.
story of the day. It was amazing.
The recap, I mean, everything that I saw of it, I was like, oh, what is this? And like your little tricks you do and stuff like that. Like you're so talented.
Thank you, Megan. That means a lot.
Yeah.
You're so talented.
Well, thank
oh my
you.
gosh.
Thanks. I feel like it's like an evolving thing. Like Jill of all trades and a master of none. Then, but then some people will be like, Megan, you've mastered makeup. And I was like, I think it's weird to think that about yourselves, right? So it's like, I don't know, but it's probably kind of like trusting yourself is a part of like that too. It's
is,
that
yeah.
growth part of it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'll throw myself at anything. When people
Yeah.
ask me like, oh, what photography or videography do you do? I'm like, anything.
Anything.
Anything I'm passionate about. Like I will
Yeah.
go for it. If there's something to capture, I will capture it.
It's so cool. And there definitely is beauty behind that. Because, I mean, there's people that can walk around with a cell phone and do little things and do something. You're like, what the did you just do? But it's like, I feel like you're like Carmen. Actually, Summer always calls me Carmen Sandiego. I'm like, but you're the Carmen Sandiego of Camarine.
Oh my
Like, you be
gosh.
popping in and out. Nobody knows you're there and you're getting the coolest stuff. And I think, like, in this digital life where everybody's always seeing everybody else, it was really cool for myself, just personally seeing what you caught even of me. I was like, oh, wow. I saw me in a way I'd never seen me, like doing my hair and makeup and working. And it's like when you're the hair and makeup artist or working on a film or whether it be a wedding or whatever, no, you're not the main thing. And it's like, I want to capture what I've created on someone. You never have time. And so it's like when we did that fashion show that we met at Walk the Line, it like seeing all your BTS was like, oh my God, it's so cool. And you captured like all these fun, happy moments between people. And like that I just like adored too. It was really special to see that. And then she let me have the camera for a little bit.
I did, yes. I let you
Yeah.
go rogue. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
so that's
fun.
where we met. We met at Walk the Line.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was such a fun experience.
It was a really good, fun experience with really f***ing awesome people. And I'm definitely excited for V2 because I think we're gonna pull out just a whole new, different element that we want Minnesota to see. Doing Walk the Line was by far one of the highlights of my career. I wasn't even paid to do it. Sometimes, so if you're a young person and you're getting into hair, makeup, video, whatever that, like exactly what Morgan's doing and exactly what I'm still doing, you say yes to things. But I definitely, as I've gotten older, I'm really more mindful of picking and choosing what that yes is. And also who is a part of that yes. And the people with that whole crew for Walk the Line was just really good fucking people.
Yeah.
That all had the same goal, and that was to make an immersed new experience that nobody had experienced, and we did it.
I know.
And I don't care what anybody says, that was the baddest shit thrown in Minnesota.
That was so cool.
I mean,
Like, people probably saw that and didn't realize it was in Minnesota. Like,
no.
and the funny part is how this is how life works, because what happens is supposed to happen. Like the universe will basically just tell you how your life's gonna go.
Yeah.
You sometimes get a decision, but not really.
Yeah.
And I had reached out to Dual Studios like literally a week before, and I'm like, hey, like what you do.
That's right.
I'm like, hey, like what you do. Would love to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And went there, met and talked with both of them. Sam and Ben Brodsky. Shout out.
Shout out to you too. We love you.
Love you.
Twinnies. Such a vibe.
Such a vibe. God.
That's for you, Ben.
If people don't know who I'm talking about, I literally will do that. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that guy.
I met up and I talked with both of them that we didn't realize how our lives had intertwined, but we had never like actually stopped and met each other through music or people we've known or like literally back to high school and stuff like that.
Yeah, he hit you up and he was like, what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
you doing tomorrow? Like, can we, do you want to come out and shoot BTS for us? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
And it was my first shoot ever with them. Hi. And it was it was such a fun day. And I remember leaving that day and I'm like, holy like this is what I want to do. Like I just want like I want to be on set of like big stuff like this.
Yeah.
And basically just have free reign to like do whatever BTS I want to do. This is so fun.
Yeah.
And then after that was over, it was basically they're like, yeah, we want to like have you come out and do BTS of the whole event. And then and it went on from there and now I am
Part of the family.
part of the dual family now.
Yeah. Which is like, I've known the Broadskis for at least 6 years. I lived here for about almost 9, and we all used to live in the same building. And I met the twins through a friend because she matched with them on like Bumble or something or one of them, but just like ended up just becoming friends with them, and through meeting them, like it was like we're all in the same industry, and they do film, I do hair and makeup, it all connected. Ben and I now have worked on a few different gigs together. They've got me on stuff, and they're like two amazing kids that I just like love how big their ideas get, and they brought collectively all just such a great group of people together. And I think you even told me that story like the actual day of Walk the Line, and hearing it again for the second time when the commotion is not so commotion, it's like, wow, that is crazy because we all gelled so quickly.
I know people thought I've known them for years, and I'm like, nope, I met them last week.
Yeah. And it was, what an experience. For mine, in case you're wondering, I was the head of hair and makeup for the department with that, and then my friend Summer Rose was head of makeup. I was head of hair and she was head of makeup, and we were a team together. And so we designed all these looks, and then we brought all these young kids on too. And all the kids I brought on for like hair, and then some not so kids, my good friend Karen and Ashley that slay it in the hair industry, like bringing those people on were just like, everyone had the best attitudes. And I know there's some names I'm forgetting. Sorry, just and then I love you.
We appreciate everybody that was there.
Yes, we appreciate so many people. I think Karen and Ashley because we've just become really good friends out of it, and have been doing more photo shoots because of it. And that's circling back to being young and saying yes to things and doing things, and also being older and saying yes still. Because had I not, I wouldn't have met you, and I wouldn't have met all these other great hairstylists that I now can totally depend on. And I did a photo shoot recently with Karen and Ashley and Dr. Zwack, that's a designer, and Amy Griffin, and we sent it into Vogue, and we got the Vogue stamp. So
wow, congratulations!
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
And it's cool, and it's because like two kids got together and wanted to make like a sick ass fashion show that was not like a fashion show. It was like you were on set of like some intergalactic transformation.
Like the production from Interstellar, just everything was insane.
Yeah,
like over the top in a good way.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of saying yes. You got to do a lot of bullshit to get to the good shit. And just like dating and relationships, you kiss a lot of frogs, a lot of frogs, and then eventually find your one. But and when I just said that, finding your one, it's like the one's still just you. It's just finding someone, those people you want to walk this journey through in life and like keep connection with. And I feel like you and I made a bond at that time.
We did.
And dude, I know, like, and I think, you can always hit me up. I will always be a homie. Like, that's the energy we share. And I do feel like that if there's been times where I'm like, shit, Morgan up and whatever. And I know we've talked about getting together, and just happens that we're getting together with microphones in our hands.
Great. Here we are.
Yeah, time spent with you is such a good energy, and I love being around you. And there is like this bright little light you carry with you.
Oh my God, Megan. Yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, I was making a list of people I wanted to have on, and you were like right at the top. I'm like, oh,
I got chills. Thank you. That's so sweet.
Oh, of course. No, as soon as I met you, I'm like, that's a bad bitch right there.
Aww.
I want that girl in my life. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, we did. We totally connected right away, and there was just like all smiles and laughters, and and I think we even got deep really quick too.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately we're like talking about, kids and how I don't want them, how I got my tubes out. Like,
Yeah.
we just went in.
And then I think too that's like such a valued things in a world full of shallow social media and all that. The things you see is like making real authentic connection, and
Yeah.
you know. And I feel like because of who you are, your podcasts will definitely do that for people too. Because we just want everyone's real. We're all going through the same shit.
I know.
You know.
Yeah, like that was my main goal with this. I didn't want, some very sterile, like, okay, these are the topics we're going to talk about today. Like, we're going to do this, this, and this. I'm like, no, we're literally just going to sit down and start talking. Wherever it goes, it goes. If we need to, cut shit out, we'll cut shit out. But
yeah,
just talk freely. Like,
and I had never done this. I've done one podcast, but it was all about film. And so I felt like, I mean, it was still fun, but this is like way more fun.
I know. I wanted it to feel like talking with a friend, hanging out.
Yeah.
Because my favorite podcasts that I listen to are that. Like, you just go.
What are some of your favorites?
Just Trisha Paytas.
Okay.
I love her because she'll just randomly talk about anything, and she talks at a rate where she talks very fast.
Oh, okay.
But my ADHD brain is like, yes,
yeah,
I like that. Keep going. Like there's no air between her words, and I'm like, this is great. Like, keep feeding me information, even though it's just the most random information. But I don't care. Really into podcasts where there is no set topic. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. It's more just like feeling like you're sitting down in like a friend circle and we're all talking about,
It inspires me to put the other leaf in here because, like I said, the conversation couch.
I know. Yeah. Like, how many people could we fit in here? And we can all start talking.
We can fit like 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we could have a whole girls throw up session.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Do you wanna share about your tube side, anything like that?
Sure.
Have you ever talked about that on any of your stuff yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
But I am totally fine to do that. I've been really promoting that actually to women, just because some of my skater friends I skate with are talking about all the time how they don't want to have children. And they're like, oh, I'm getting IUDs. I'm getting the thing in my arm. And I'm like, do you want to just, like, are you positive you don't want to have kids? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, go get your tubes out. It's covered by insurance, right? Because it is a form of birth control. And
so crazy.
And that's where you could just see the light go off in their heads. And they're like, wait a minute, what? And I think that's kept secret because, of course, this world doesn't want the women to be infertile because we want to keep making babies. When I found out that I could do it, because I have state health insurance, I went in, talked with my doctor, literally saw a surgeon like a week later, and we planned my surgery that day.
That's so wild.
You do have to plead your case, like, especially because of my age.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it to anyone under 30. Like, that's not, they really frown upon that.
I think my cousin was 36 with her last kid, and she was like, I'm ready for my tube side, and with a third, and they were trying not to let her. And she's like,
fun fact, they don't tie tubes anymore. They cut them out, and they cauterize each side.
Okay, question. Have you ever talked to doctors or anything how that could, like, side effects? Like, does it have side effects with hormones, changes, anything?
Nothing at all. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, that would be my first question. It's like, so you'll still go through a menopause or what?
Yeah, that's everyone's question is like, well, are you, like, do you need to take hormones now? Like, people also think it's like, oh, is sex any different? I'm like, no.
The dick doesn't go in the fallopian tube.
No, it does not.
Just the canal.
Yeah.
What is that thing called? Our vagina.
Yeah.
Our uterus.
The womb.
I'm 40. I don't know shit about my vagina.
Yeah, so it's funny. People think like, oh, it's this big thing. I'm like, no, it's really not. I mean, it is major surgery in the sense of it's basically two metal. They do it arthroscopically. They're not, slicing you open.
Yeah.
It's literally just two like robotic arms that are pierced through both of like your major stomach muscles, and that's what really sucks because like it's like you basically took two bullets in each side where when you wake up you can't like sit up, you can't.
I'd imagine it's like a C-section and
stuff
like
it's like
that.
You can't push to go to the bathroom. You basically like being able to sit up is like not a thing for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like the downside, but lots of upsides. As I said in a TikTok, I'm like, it's paid by insurance. My endometriosis was taken out during that time. And then
because you had endometriosis.
Yeah, which I didn't know. And then the third is like, cream pies for life, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Just have to worry about chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes.
Well, yeah. All of that.
Don't take it as a form of sex proofing yourself.
Correct. No. But yeah, I try to like It's like, get off of those IUDs.
I'm sorry, cream pie.
I know.
Okay, but good point when you're about to say that, because I've been like, my God, should I take my? I've been on birth control since I was 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, my good buddy that I love and adore. He was this bright light in my life. Is like the guy I talked about all these kind of things, like whether it be like my mom dying to like science in the body.
Yeah.
And we're chatting about the IUD, and like I didn't even realize that it can cause like low testosterone and all that. You just like, you're just so programmed to be like, well, I don't want a baby, so I'm going to put this in. And so I got an IUD because I had 2 failed pregnancies, and one that was 6 months and she died, and then one that was like 8-9 weeks and done. So
Oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah, no, it's okay. And like, but then I was like, well, I don't want to go through that ever again. And
Yeah.
also like want it to be the choice. But I'm kind of at this point, like kind of feel perimenopause, 40, whatever, little things are changing. And I was like, if I took that out, would I maybe even feel better?
I literally couldn't be on birth control because I would get violently ill from all of it. Like every time my period would come, I would vomit.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
My body was like straight up rejecting it. It's like, I hate all this stuff.
That's
And it made
wild.
my mental health horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good to begin with, but it made it worse. And
You just keep saying it's perfect. You are
it's great.
perfect.
I'm doing amazing.
affirmation that.
Yeah, we're doing great. So I wasn't on birth control.
Yeah.
I was just, I was raw dogging, just praying that, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
And then finally, I'm like, one of my biggest fears is getting pregnant. Like I've had nightmares about being pregnant and like being too far along where we can't do anything about it. And I'm like, I cannot carry this thing to term. I will actually off myself. Like that's how scared I am. Rounding back to when I was talking to my surgeon and pleading my case.
Yeah.
I was basically said, I have this. I can have like 8 people on the phone right now to confirm that I don't want children. I have a lot of mental like diagnosis where I would be the worst mom possible. Like it was like there was just so many things stacked up where she was like, okay, like
Well, and I think we have to think about too, like what genetically are you passing on to a child? You know?
it's like that we don't need to duplicate this. This is fine. The one thing with having state health insurance though is that they require you to wait 30 days before the surgery. Like because they want you to
Do they make you do like a psych, like meet with a therapist or anything?
They
Oh,
did
okay.
not. Saw the surgeon late December. So literally February 1st, I was under knife. And
Well,
getting it taken
you
out.
just like prevented just all the baggage that comes with endometriosis too.
Yeah,
That's
and
so
I didn't
wild.
know I had it.
Well,
I
and
just
I
thought
wonder if
periods
that's
were that bad. Like,
so yeah, okay. So you were having the effects of endometriosis. You just didn't know it was that.
I thought like, oh, everyone like dies for a week and like
And I'm sure they don't tell a lot of women that suffer that severely that they could just get those cut and feel better.
Sadly, it's like people don't want to put men don't want to put the money behind women's medical issues. Like we don't have a cure for endometriosis and we don't even know where it comes from. Like there is no medical reasoning on why endometriosis happens. The only me getting it taken out isn't even a cure.
Yeah.
There is a slight hope though that literally it does leak from the tubes. If you don't know what endometriosis is, literally that you're bleeding out of your instead of it coming out of your uterus and going down and naturally coming out on your period, it's leaking into your body.
Oh.
So it's like literally old blood grabbing onto like random parts and organs. And that's when you have your period. It's all of that swells and all that blood is leaking into different areas of your body. And like,
that's causing inflammation.
Yeah, and it's causing lots of pain. There is a slight, I mean, I've had my tubes out now for exactly a year and I have not had the endometriosis come back. So
wow.
I feel like there is slight hope that it was linked to my tubes and who knows, but is there something you want to say?
Okay. Oh my God, you're such a baby when people are around. Well, yeah, that's wild. And I think it's great that you're like sharing the full space of it because, this is one thing about our world and everybody getting so caught up in their own egos and projections and all of that is, there's people that would try to throw flack at you or try to like hate on the space. Like, how could you do that? People are trying to have it. It's like, Bro, let's get back to like that whole concept that society made you think you were supposed to have a white picket fence.
Yep.
You were supposed to be a good little housewife and you're supposed to reproduce babies.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that dream inside of them. And I
Yeah.
think that's okay, you know?
Definitely.
And I think like before anybody, just remember as a human, before you ever jump down somebody's throat, just like gather more information.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, obviously, when people go through these things, this is what builds your decision making process to that. And it's such a cool opportunity to learn about something like that because it's like, oh, well, that I never knew that. Mm-hmm. So wow.
Yeah. So it is an option, and I hope a lot of people don't be afraid to like actually take that option.
Yeah.
Because I know it is scary because the thought of like, oh my gosh, I'm sterilizing myself.
Yeah.
I totally get it. It scares a lot of people. For me, it was like the best present I could ever get.
Well, isn't it like typically like if a man wants to have a vasectomy, they'll do it in 2 seconds?
Yeah, and also vasectomies are reversible,
Yes.
which is like, and also it's stupid that we have to go through all these measures to like not have a baby when the men can just sit there and be like, yeah, I don't want to get this little, it's literally like a tiny little pinching off this one little.
They just clamp like a vein or something.
Basically, yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can unclamp it if you decide you want to do something.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Dude, you look like the baddest bitch female Elton John I've ever seen.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, yours have a bowl on them. That's sick.
Yes, we've got a...
No, we are
Yeah.
serving bad bitch right now.
I love
both
this.
of us.
My friend Eva of Grandpa's Pool House made these glasses.
That's so cool.
I love
This
it.
is amazing.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's pretty wild considering, yeah, it's just like a lot of people just don't know what you don't know, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like it's sadly just not known information that, you can go and do this
Yeah.
and not take hormones or have an IUD. I've heard horror stories about IUDs, like getting stuck or lost or just the pain of getting them put in.
My big sister was one of them. It poked through her uterus, so she had to go to emergency. I luckily, I like I said, I think I got my first one at 23, 24, and I've never had an issue, except, a lot of the times they'll tell you, oh, there's such a low dose of hormone, it's not really going to affect you. But I got, before every time I got them in, I would get for maybe 3 to 5 months some serious cystic acne that I've never had in my life. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's clearly doing something. But now at this point, I just like really consider I've been considering like, do I stay on it or not? I'm not a big condom person.
Yeah,
But
me
I'm also hoping to just be with, there's a part of me, I'm so sorry, that just wants to be like 2.
Yeah. I just want to be with 2 men, please.
Sometimes I just wish,
That's the thing, though.
forgive me if you're a person in love with me. Sometimes I just wish that like, there's packages of delight from a few people and it's just like, can't I just have all
that?
of those?
Yeah. Do you watch?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know
I
Owen
do.
Gray?
No, I don't.
Owen Gray and Small Hands.
Wait, what does that mean?
You need to watch them.
Oh my God.
Like literally the best like I've ever seen. It's 2 guys and 1 girl, and Owen Gray's like his own star, and then Small Hands is completely own dude, and they come together and basically have like the best like I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah,
What makes them good?
like the amount of care, like but it's not like
Oh.
softcore, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like hardcore shit, but the amount of care they have
Yeah.
for the women, like you
Yeah.
can just feel it and see it.
And the girls like it.
Oh yeah.
When you see people judge some of these people and what they're doing, I'm like, but you're going out wasted every night, starting fights, ruining people's like morale and life in such different ways, where it's like, how are you to judge the star that is putting herself through college to be
Yeah.
a biochemist that
Yeah.
one day might find the drug that cures your endometriosis? Who knows?
I know,
right?
It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of girls are literally doing this like for very valid reasons.
Yeah.
And it's like if you are comfortable with doing it, why the not? People make crazy money selling feet pictures.
Dude, I
Amazing.
have heard. And I mean, the way this economy is changing, I might be effing to do that. So you can check me out later.
Yeah. A link below.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, but it's, yeah, there's just like this whole like world. I think sex, all of this, everything, that we're going through in this life, like people, the more we talk about it, the more comfortable it can get for people. I think sex is so healthy. It's amazing. I think learning about our bodies is awesome. There's things that I still get embarrassed about. For myself, I'm gonna say it on here for my first time. I've kind of come out a little bit more, but like I've always had this like desire for women since I was little. Like I remember my sisters and stuff too being like, "You're a little lesbian," like as I was like in my 20s and stuff like that, and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," and then I was like. But I'm like slightly like, oh yeah. And although I haven't like really full on been with a female and all that, I do know like my partner and walk in life with, I would like to do that with the male counterpart. But I love experimenting because I just think women are so beautiful. So I probably haven't seen small hands and all that because I love to watch women.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So-
this one you get both, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I highly recommend it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel that I literally was a lesbian. Like I came out as a lesbian when I was 18. I was like, I'm a lesbian. I was a full lesbian. I had like 4 or 5 girlfriends like for a while. And then I'm like, I think I'm bi. And then I mean, I'm still bi to this day, but as you just said, I will never be with a girl like as my life partner or anything like that. It will be a man, but yeah.
Do you think I've tried to figure that out too, and I'm like, I feel like for myself, I feel like I carry. I grew up as a tomboy. There's tons of different girly things I like have enjoyed, and especially that's why I love this chapter being 40 now in my life because like I said, connected with this feminine side of me of trust. But like, I think like why I never really go that route with a woman is because I'm like, I already feel masculine enough.
Yeah.
And I just know if I was with a woman, I'd be even more masculine because I am a protector.
How I feel. Yeah.
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 And I just need a daddy.
Yeah.
I need a daddy.
Same. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I can insert a picture here, but I was like, you couldn't have tell the difference between like a teenage boy and a teenage girl. Like when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, I don't know. Like seriously, I was.
Did you have the bowl cut?
No, I had like a mohawk, spike hair.
Oh my God.
I was full.
What age?
Yeah. Gosh, it was like 17, 18. Like,
Oh, really?
I was full on dyke, like hardcore.
That's awesome. What were your parents supportive?
Yeah, they didn't care.
That's sick.
Yeah, they didn't
That's
care.
sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
How old are your parents now?
My mom's turning 60 and my dad's 62.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, and did you guys like what do you think allowed your parents to be like what allowed you to be so comfortable in your family dynamic that you were able to just be like, this is what I'm doing?
Well, the divorce the divorce really put it into perspective where it's like this isn't a big deal. Like everyone was just trying to, be happy and like be okay with each other. And I think me coming out as gay was just like not like anything to care about really.
Yeah.
They're just like, as long as she's happy, like
You're like just another cherry on the cake. They're
yeah,
like,
basically.
we didn't up too bad.
No, she's all right.
Yeah.
Side eye, like, but
I think every female too, whether they want to admit it or not, there is just at least every female has, man, I really feel like they all think about a woman at some point.
Oh yeah.
2 hours later.
I've definitely noticed as I've gotten older, actually when I was younger, I really liked science. And when I was in 11th grade, I had a 10-pound dermoid tumor eat
God.
my ovary. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was this 10-pound tumor, and a dermoid tumor is the overgrowth of cells in your body that they say is your unborn twin. And this thing got cut open and it had cartilage and hair. And my sister's always like, Dawn, she's always like, yeah, it had eyes and teeth. I'm like, no, it didn't, but they can.
Yeah.
And but like I wanted to get into that world, but because of undiagnosed ADD, I just like to pay attention to so hard, and I don't have I didn't have the ADD where I'm like hyper, although I do move around a lot more. I kind of know I'm like I am a little on the hyper side. But when I was young, I was more staring into La La Land, so I would be like a drifter. So I disassociate a lot.
Same.
And since I got diagnosed at 34, it's crazy how they say you can go through this like depression of being like, why didn't anybody ever show me that when I was young? Because the shit I could have done. And it's like, that's kind of, I didn't go through a depression on it, but like I've had this moments, many moments of, I'm being 39 and to now and being like, damn, I would probably be so much further along in my career and everything because it could have helped me focus. Now, it's still a fucking challenge. You don't just get medication, right? And they
Yeah,
get to be
no.
like, I'm normal.
Yeah, no, it takes a lot of trial and error.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And knowing like it was really like math was really hard. I struggled at learning a lot of things. I could possibly have dyslexia. I don't. I've taken the test. It seems like a low dose of it, but like I have trouble reading some words. And so I just always became a person with my hands. And when my mother I'm second generation cosmetologist. My mom used to have a salon. And then I just kind of always knew I was going to do that, but I never knew I was going to be a makeup artist. But I'm good with people. I'm good with talking with people. I love humans. I'm an Aquarius. I'm very social, and I just found a way to make money. Just so happens painting people's faces, and now I just want to also knowing how harmful makeup and stuff can be, like help people just be educated. At least, do what you want. But just be aware that
be
these could
careful.
be some results of things. But yeah, life now with being medicated and not, it's like, let's take over the world. And
Yeah. It's, oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I was so against medication for the longest time because I grew up like having to be on it. It wasn't my choice. I was a kid.
yeah,
So as soon as I turned 18, I'm like, I am free. I'm not doing anything. And then of course I go on a fucking addict spree of doing a whole bunch of other things that I shouldn't probably have put
which
in my
is
body.
totally normal for especially sex is a huge thing for ADD women and probably men.
Yeah, so I was putting a bunch of stuff in my body I probably shouldn't have. But of course, I'm like prescription medication prescribed by a doctor. No, I don't want that. But I'll do all the other random. So coming out
Love
of
that.
being sober, for the first 2 years, I was like, no, I am not going on medication. Looking back on it, I don't know how I survived. I don't know how the people around me survived. I was like a tyrant. Like,
So you only just started taking
I
medication?
started it, August or September of last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No. Sorry, September of 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, as you know, like we didn't find the right medication right away. So I wasn't really on the correct medication until probably last year, February.
It did take me 3 different rounds because they tried me on, like, what was it like? Wellbutrin and then like a couple other ones, and I think even Vyvanse they did.
Yeah.
But I had really tunnel vision, and it unfortunately was just that Adderall was the thing. But I'm gonna put a plug on this company, and hey, sponsor us if you want.
Yes, please.
But it kind of kept popping up in my stuff. It's called this stuff Stasis. Have you heard of it yet?
No.
It's wild. Like, I didn't do a ton of research on it because sometimes it's just like too much information out there, right? But I did read about all the. I asked ChatGPT to give me all the goods on it, and the reviews, the things, the ashwagandha, the stuff that's all in it. It has squalene and all these things that are a lot of natural herbs that basically go when you take your amphetamine. You then take that, and it helps balance, so you're not going like this. And you're not having crashes. And the first day I took it, I saw a big difference. So I'm only a week in on it. And it has, because, the reality is with amphetamines too, like, you get exhausted and then you stop taking it and then you go through a withdrawal that you don't understand is a withdrawal. And so it's like, no, it's not a great thing to have. But this, I think he was from Harvard or Yale, some smart guy.
Very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable. Figured out all the different combinations to balance out and the oxidative stress levels to calm that down in our bodies so it can protect our cells so that we don't go through these withdrawals and crashes and we're not aging our bodies faster. So I decided to just like check it out and try it. And so far doing it, like I haven't had that icky crash.
Nice.
And I've felt a lot better. And and so when people are like, oh yeah, you take, it's like, First of all, it's not.
Yeah.
However, to you it may be.
Yeah.
Sir.
Everyone's brains are different. You have different
Yeah.
chemicals in your brain.
Yeah, and just learning about being neurodivergent has been just interesting in general. Like there's things with it where I found out that I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want to be under that umbrella. Like, what the
Yeah.
and then it was, there's a word that we do not say that a friend was talking to me because she has a sister of disabilities. And I was like, well, why am I classified under the same umbrella as this, other person, that may have a disability? I'm like, am I suffering from something more that I don't understand? And here I didn't know that this naughty word, like, all people do in cultures change the way something is, but like it just means slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So then it made me help understand. I was like, well, yeah, my brain does work slower. I don't catch on to things as quicker. And when I take my Adderall, I finally catch on to things. It's improved my relationships with men. It's improved my overall relationship with my family, friends, all of that, because I'm able to pay attention more to what they're saying versus disassociate everything.
Yeah.
It's like my dad, poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Get in fights with us kids growing up, especially me. He'd be like, I never said that. I'm like, freaking them out.
Yeah.
And how would I know? I disassociated half the time.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't there.
Anyways, I don't know everything about this drug, but Stasis, check it out because it's already made me feel really good. In the sense that I'm not crashing. I feel like I'm a little bit more balanced. And I started wearing orange, blue blocking and green light glasses.
Oh, yeah. I've heard great things about those.
Dude, these are sick. You probably don't have to spend the amount I did on them. In fact, I know you don't because my friend, lovely Donnie, was like, yeah, you can just buy these machinist ones that are $6. And I was like, oh, I spent $90.
Oh, my God. Or you're just really cute, though.
They're really cute.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I'll have to
that's
grab them in a bit.
Get crazy migraine headaches if they don't wear them. Some people are super sensitive.
Oh my God, now that you just said it reminds me of my friend. I'm like, it's probably a lot. I think a lot has to do with blue light because we're actually having it as I guess I was watching on Danny Jones' podcast with this Dr. Alex. She's a badass, but she would be a great thing to insert to people where people can learn about the mitochondria and the blue light and all that because they're experts. She actually has a PhD. I do not. I'm just out here talking. What did you say that? They're called something conversations?
No direction, but good conversation.
Yeah. I love that.
That's the theme of this podcast. There's no direction, but it's good conversation.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not an expert at any of these things. I just know there are little things that'll help me. I know that there's science and research out there. I can't explain it, but I think, those little things that I've been learning more and more have just been really helping me and protect my body and all that stuff. So, because if we're going to do that, I want to be able to keep doing makeup at 40 and look good.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I hope I look like you when I'm 40.
Oh, you will. You will. You're already there.
Thank you.
You're a hottie toddy.
Thank you so much.
I love what I love about Morgan is she has the most free spirited hair in the world. And you always just come in this. And this is what I like about your bright shine is you come in this embracing thing where you just see you and it's and that's what it's all about. It's she got the wolf. Did you tell them the wolf cut?
Yeah, so I got the wolf cut. Yeah.
And you just got all this bomb ass 70 shag.
I just put this cream in it. I blow dry it, diffuse it, the crap out of it for it just goes poof. And then I put some more spray in it that sea salt spray that makes it goes even more. Yeah. And then, she's good to go. Yeah. I love it. It's I don't have to try and it just looks great.
And it's just a part of the style, And that's, I think that's what everything, fashion, love, all of it is just let's play. Yeah. Let's have some fun.
It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. It's the best. Look at me sitting here in my pink rodeo outfit.
You look so hot in that.
Thank you so much.
I love, now you need to rollerblade in that.
God, yes.
Yes. When's the last time you've done some of your, because didn't you have to wait about something to see if you could?
Yeah, so the last time you saw me, my shoulder was still not okay.
Yeah.
But now she's good. In October, I got the green light and I've been going hard ever since.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually flipped the other week on my skates for the first time since then and it went swimmingly.
Oh my God. Where can people catch you if they want to see your badass tricks?
Oh, you can find me on Backside Bunny on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's Backside Bunny is, I find it funny because a lot of people are like, oh, that's sexual. And I'm like, well, it could be if you want it to be. But Backside is the name of a trick that I do. And it's my favorite trick. It's the backside grind. It's basically where you land on the coping and do a slide. And it's when your butt is out of the bowl. So that's why I'm Backside Bunny. And then I love bunnies. I've always loved bunnies. I have 2 bunnies. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm Backside Bunny. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do.
Baddie.
Thank you. Thank you.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw your stuff of that for the first time, I was like, yeah. And I actually went on the thing today and I was like, wait, I didn't follow this account yet. So I'll just follow. You have another follower.
Thank you so much.
I'm like,
do you roller skate?
I roller skate, yes.
Yeah, so we should go to a rink, like dressed like this and just vibe out.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, I rollerblade. I can roller skate though.
Oh, okay.
I just
but you
haven't done it in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was always, but I would like to get
Yeah,
better
the skates
at
are the 4 wheels.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Roller skating. I used to do back in the day. There was this place called Wooddale in Woodbury.
Okay.
It hasn't been around since early 2000, and that place was a vibe. Oh my God, the shit us kids would do.
Yeah.
And everyone was naughty. We were like undercover stone, going roller.
Do you remember the roller garden?
Yeah, I never went to the roller garden.
I did. That's where I probably like secretly fell in love with roller skating. 'Cause
Really?
I did it when I was younger in school, and then I literally didn't touch it until 2020.
Oh, okay.
So I spent my pandemic check on roller skates.
Oh yes, I love it.
I'm like, thanks,
Well,
Biden. I'm gonna buy some skates.
I just I love getting caught in the videos of everyone in Venice when they're like rolling on their blades and doing stuff too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to go do that. It seems like such a great outlet.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's the best thing.
I snowboard, so that's kind of
Same.
my.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
I forgot. Wait,
Yeah.
do we know this?
No.
We don't know this.
We don't know this
I
about
have
each
my
other.
pass for Afton and Vail and all of that.
Oh my gosh, I used to have that pass when I lived out in Colorado.
Oh shit! Well, I got buddy passes.
We should go.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Keystone in March.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll come.
You should definitely
Let's
come.
do it. Oh
I'm
my
thinking
gosh.
about taking the bus as I go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be such a trip.
Yeah, that would be great. We can podcast from the bus.
And my YouTube channel loves people camping.
Yes. I'm totally down. I I was on autopay, had no idea. It was $750 later. I have a pass again.
Nice.
I was
nice.
like,
better use that.
yes. I did go to Keystone once this year, but I want to go back and do I want to go back and just utilize it at least a few more
Yeah.
times because it's been so cold and I don't know, Afton here, like
Oh, it's not.
once you do the mountains, it's hard.
I know. So I learned out in Colorado, and then
Oh, really?
I haven't done it in like 4 years.
Okay.
And then I came and did it like the other week for the first time, and I
Yeah.
was worried I wouldn't remember. It was like riding a
It's-
bike. I was
exactly.
like, oh, thank God.
Yes.
But I was bored in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I spent 2 days at Buck Hill, and I'm like, I'm bored. Like, I'm so bored.
And tired.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I have to ride up that damn thing and put strap back on into my I'm so annoyed with
Yeah.
that. But and I actually just got a new board and I used it for the first time this year and I don't know the name of the technology, but the board like has the waves.
Oh, okay.
So there was multiple times like my other board was from when I was 23. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
very outdated.
Yeah.
There was multiple times going down the mountain and what that wave is meant to do is to catch you so that you don't fall down. And there was so many times it caught me and I was like, oh, thank God. Like, hell yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, being that I need my hands to work and my feet and all that,
Yeah.
that was a really great experience on it with that board. So I definitely want to get back out and use it. And if people think you can't learn a new trick when you're old, like I taught myself how to skateboard at 32.
Nice.
I was longboarding at 34 and then like actually finally saying I'm a snowboarder in my mid 30s.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, I love it.
It's so fun. It's so
God.
freeing. You're just like literally one with the snow. And the snow also sucks here. So I think that's also why I was just not having
Always
a
so
good
icy.
time. You're just like trying to get your edge into ice
Yeah.
and just stay up.
Yeah, and it's like if you can snowboard in Minnesota,
You can snowboard anywhere.
you can snowboard anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like we have to make a lot of our snow and all that, which you wouldn't think we'd have to, but like it's like a drought of snow in Minnesota these
I
years.
know.
So yeah, I'll hold this other story for another time we get together at the podcast, but I'll have to share how I snapped my ankle in Telluride and drove my 23-footer down the backside of the Rockies.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna need to hear about that.
That's a teaser.
That's a teaser
for
for
when
the
we're out
next
in
one.
Colorado.
Yes. Oh my gosh. No, I'm way down to go.
Cool. Let's get a little group. I have a
'Cause I
couple
literally have
other
nothing
people
happening
on.
in March.
Yeah, I'm pretty chilled in too.
Yeah.
This is called freelance life.
It's so fun, but so stressful.
So stressful. Stack your cash as much as you can, even though society wants you to spend it all.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.
Oh my God.
But thank you for having me on this
Of
and expressing
course.
this muscle that I don't get to use a lot.
Yeah. No,
You know?
I've said it almost every time I finish that, like, I get a high from doing this. It's
Oh, yeah.
so much fun.
I've been talking to you for how many hours now? We've been chatting?
I got here at 3. We probably didn't start because we did a beautiful costume change.
Yeah, like
I would
4?
say like 4.
Yeah.
So it's been like a good almost 2.5 hours.
And I know that we could still keep
I
going,
know,
but
and the only reason I'm like pulling it is because I'm like I don't want to edit for 3 days.
my God, no.
Yeah.
Because AI ain't helping her fully on that yet.
No, it is not. So
That's one thing we'll have to like firstly just talk about is like AI on the edits. It's like I've gone on some of that stuff and I'm like, that did not do anything I need.
Yeah.
So you got to
did
learn.
not
how to use
help.
it. But yeah, I think if you'll have me again, we'll have
I
more
would
fun.
Definitely.
podcasts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If you want to be on like next week, let me know.
Yeah, we're just gonna the
anytime.
Morgan and Megan show.
Yeah, we're pivoting. It's just now going to be our podcast.
I'll be the stylist.
Yes. I'll show up.
I love that. No, thank you. I think I hope that, the little tidbits people get from this get to learn, get to laugh and
Yeah.
share and connect in some kind of way with us and leave your comments below because I'd love to chat with you all.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Megan.
Yes, you're the best. Thank you. Should we thank also Duel and Walk the Line for
Yes.
joining us two beauties together?
Thank you, broski bros.
They're gonna love that.
Bye.